is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. Death. Literature à la Seuss. Transportation. The Animal Kingdom. College team nicknames. And the 20th century. Player 1, you start us off. Bubonic plague's more descriptive name. Player 1. Hey, you're right. Player 1. The 7 words that complete the speech Patrick Henry gave on March 23, 1775. Yes, Player 1?
Yeah!
Player 1. HBO comedy starring Jason Schwartzman and Zach Galifianakis. Player 1? Yes. Select again. Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur's rap music record label. It's Player 1. That's it. Player 1. It's the title of a famous 1793 painting by Jacques-Louis David. Player 1? That's correct. Select again. Hester looked at the frock. She looked in dismay. Do you have it in something other than A? Let's hear it, Player 2. That's correct. Player 2. George said, "No, Lenny, no, I won't get you a guppy. You think I've forgotten what you did to that puppy?" Okay, Player 1. Good. Player 1. I sat there with Winston. We sat there, we two. But when busted for thought crime, I knew I was through. Yes, Player 1? That's right. Way to go. You get to pick again. It's the Daily Double. And you have the lead. Player 1, please select your wager. And the clue. No Brontes, just Dantes. Got sent off to Deef. But with Danglers, that Danglers, he had a big beef. You have maintained your lead. Way to go. Player 1. So on again, from Laputa to Glubdub-Grib. I'm giving up something a flub-dub-grib. Player 3. Yes. Player 3, you start us off. Roofed cars on a freight train, or a roll of 12 in a dice game. It's Player 1. Good. Player 1, here's Jimmy from our Clue Crew with the clue.
The name of this vehicle, used on grave occasions, comes from Old French for long rake.
Player 2. That's correct. Where do we begin? During the Cold War, 2 different families escaped over the Berlin Wall using these lighter-than-air vehicles. It's player 2. Right. You get to pick again. From 1985 to 2003, Milwaukee hosted a parade featuring dozens of these wagons from Baraboo. Yes, player 2. Right. You again, player 2. If you're walking your baby back home in London, it won't be in a stroller, but in this 4-letter synonym. Player 1. Good for you. Player 1, you start us off. These animals of the order Chiroptera are the only mammals that can truly fly. Let's hear it, player 1. That's correct. Player 1. This feisty tie fish blows sticky bubbles to make a nest, then puts the eggs in its mouth and blows them in the nest. Yes, player 2. Right you are. Okay, let's get back. Muskrats and woodrats belong to this order of mammals. Yes, player 2. Right. Please pick again. Here's Kelly. She'll show you.
If you see one of these under the sea, look, but don't touch. The spines can be poisonous.
Yes, player 1. Yes. Where do we begin, player 1? Fruit and lizards, yum, are favorite foods of the coati, also known by this longer name. Player 2. Good for you. Player 2. Where do we start? UC Berkeley's teams are known as the Golden These. Player 3. That is correct. Player 3. Pepperdine's nickname is this, and some lap not too far away from the campus. Let's hear it, player 2. You are correct. Player 2. This word describing Penn State's lions comes from an Algonquian term meaning single mountain. It's player 2. Correct. You again, player 2. This University of Idaho nickname is from an old Germanic tribe whose name has come to mean troublemakers. It's player 3. Correct. Okay, let's get back in. The University of Texas at Arlington uses this nickname, shared by the NBA team closest to them. Okay, player 3. That is correct. Player 3, back to you. In the 1920s, this fascist leader of Italy set up a puppet regime in Albania and reconquered Libya. Okay, player 2. That's right, way to go. Player 2. Elizabeth II succeeded her father, this man, who died unexpectedly at age 56. Let's hear it, player 3. You are correct. Okay, let's get back. On February 8, 1904, Japanese ships attacked this country's fleet at Lushun, Manchuria, beginning a war. Let's hear it, player 3. Good. Player 3. On February 15, 1965, Canada's new flag, which featured an 11-pointed one of these, flew for the first time. It's player 2. Right. And the last clue for $1,000. On Valentine's Day, 1989, the Ayatollah Khomeini showed no love for this author's satanic verses, giving him a death sentence. Let's hear it, player 1. Right you are. Player 3 will select first in Double Jeopardy right after this. Clues are worth $400 to $2,000 in these categories. Name the playwright. Accentuate it. The gall of that guy. A side of Kevin Bacon. Did you plan it that way? And Through Europe on E90. Player 3, you go first in this Double Jeopardy round. Death of a Salesman, The Crucible. It's player 1. That is correct. Player 1, Speed the Plow, Glengarry Glen Ross. It's player 2. That's it. Player 2, An American Daughter, The Heidi Chronicles. Player 2. You got it. Player 2, Lettuce and Lovage, Amadeus. Okay, player 1. Right. Player 1, Curse of the Starving Class, True West. It's player 3. That's it. Player 3, start us. In this language of the British Isles, you'll see accent marks on the letter W. Let's hear it, player 3. That's correct. Player 3. Spanish words with the stress on the last syllable have accent marks only if they end in N, S, or one of these. Player 1. Yes. Okay, let's get back. You may ask why this language has an accent mark in its word for why. ¿Por qué? Player 1. Yep. Select again. Sarah will present this clue.
In poetry, it's a foot, or metrical unit consisting of an unstressed followed by a stressed syllable.
Yes, player 3. Yep. Player 3. Some Shakespeare editions use accents to clarify meter, as in this man's, "The time is out of joint, O cursed spite." It's player 2. That's it. Where do we begin, player 2? De Gaulle's June 18, 1940 broadcast in this city asking for France's leadership led to a death sentence in a French court. Let's hear it, player 1. You are correct. All right, let's get... De Gaulle wanted a small mobile army versus static theories like this defensive line named for a minister of war. Player 3. Good. A lot of clues, a lot of... Excellent. The first of the 2 daily doubles. Player 3, you're in last place, so let's see if you can close. You need to select your wager. The clue. Charles de Gaulle fought in this February to July 1916 battle in which the Germans did not pass. You've moved up to first place. Player 3. In 1965, de Gaulle won the presidency by defeating this socialist, later France's leader from 1981 to 1995. It's Player 1. Correct. Player 1. In 1925, de Gaulle was promoted to the staff of the Supreme War Council by this marshal. Okay, Player 1. That is correct. Player 1, you pick again, please. Kevin had to go to space camp before playing the role of Jack Swigert in this film. Player 2. Right. Where do we begin? Kevin had a cup of coffee in this 1982 Barry Levinson ensemble piece with chums Mickey Rourke, Paul Reiser, and Tim Daly. Player 1? You are correct. Player 1? Holy triskaidekaphobia. Special effects guru Tom Savini had an arrow shoved through Kevin's throat in this 1980 flick. Yes, Player 1? Good. You get to pick again. Kevin could handle the truth as Captain Jack Ross in this 1992 legal drama written by Aaron Sorkin. Player 2. Right. Player 2. Kevin played Ensign Pulver in the TV remake of this 1955 movie. Let's hear it, Player 2. That is correct. You get to pick again, Player 2. Orbiting at about 67 million miles, it's the second planet from the Sun. It's Player 3. Hey, you're right. Player 3. Its moon, Ganymede, is the largest in the solar system. Okay, Player 2. That is correct. Where do we begin? The least dense planet in the solar system. It would actually float if you could find a big enough tub to put it in. Let's hear it, Player 2. Right you are. Player 2. In 2005, NASA experimented with a low-pressure greenhouse to grow plants on this carbon dioxide-rich planet. Let's hear it, Player 3. That's correct. All right, let's go. In 1781, it became the first planet discovered in modern times. It's Player 1. That's correct. A lot of clues, a lot of category. We'll start our trip east on Route E90 in this chief seaport of Portugal. Yes, Player 3? Correct. Player 3? Let's head to this Spanish coastal city to shop along its Rambla de Catalunya. Let's hear it, Player 3. That's correct. Select again. My cat wants me to look up its relatives in this capital of Turkey. Yes, Player 3? You are correct. Player 3, back to you. Answer? The second daily double. You're in second right now. What are you going to wager? Here is your daily double clue. We'll stop in Thessaloniki, the capital of this Greek region that produced Philip and Alexander. You've moved up to first place. And the last clue for $2,000. E90 goes through Brindisi. This famous ancient Roman road, also known as a way, ended there. Player 1? That is correct. Looks like you'll all be moving on to Final Jeopardy after this break. This is the Final Jeopardy category for today. Landmarks. Please enter your wager. Let's see what it is. Here's the clue. The landmark site known to the Lakota as Six Grandfathers was renamed this after a prominent lawyer. Let's see your response. With that correct response, you will gain. Let's see your response. How much do you add to your total with that correct response? What did you put as your response? And that correct response will add. Congratulations, Player 3. You're the winner. Good game, everyone, and thank you so much for playing.